Good morning, students. In today's session, we are going to start our next chapter, chapter number 3 from chemistry, chemical reactions and equations. Before starting that chapter, some concepts from 9th standard are very much important, and that as a revision I am going to take. So from 9th standard, the points to be remembered are: what is the meaning of molecular formula, what type of information you are getting from that. Next is how to write molecular formula. So we will start with that. Molecular formula of any compound contains two parts. The first part is called cation, second part is called anion. Cation is also known as positive ion and anion is known as negative ion. Cation is also known as basic radical. Anion is also known as acidic radical. Already these all points you have learned, just we are taking revision. So every chemical formula or molecular formula is made up of two parts. First part is known as basic radical, second part is known as acidic radical. As cation is positive ion and anion is negative ion, due to attraction they attracts each other and they forms bond, and in this way ionic compounds are made. For example, we will see, suppose molecular formula of NaCl I have written. It is if we will divide it in two part, this will be first part and this will be second part. So Na, which is Na plus ion, that is known as basic radical, and Cl is Cl minus ion, which is known as acidic radical. Again, next example, consider AlCl3. This is also, we can divide it into two parts. First will be aluminium and second part will be of chlorine. So aluminium ion, that is Al3 plus, is known as basic radical and Cl minus is known as acidic radical. Next important thing is how to write molecular formula of compounds. For writing molecular formula, we should know atomic number up to 20 elements. Along with that, some elements are frequently used in 10th standard. So maximum 30 to 35 elements atomic number you have to know. And by practice you will get to know that. Atomic number is essential, electronic configuration, their valency is essential. Second, the nature of that element, that is either it is metal or non-metal. And third one is basic and acidic radical table from 9th standard. You have to learn that. The table from 9th standard textbook I have shown here. On page number 56 it is available. This part is for basic radical. That is the first part from molecular formula. And this second part is called as acidic radicals, which is the second part of molecular formula. Whenever we are forming any molecular formula, we have to use this basic radicals and acidic radicals. How we will see by example. Suppose question is that write the molecular formula of calcium hydroxide. First step will be write the symbols of radicals. Radicals we have seen, the left part is known as basic radical and right part is known as acidic radical. So always we have to write basic radical left side and acidic radical right side. So now what is the first word? Calcium, means it will be basic radical, and second word is hydroxide, so it will be acidic radical. Just from this table you search where the word calcium is written. If you will check from this table, calcium is written here. What is the symbol for that? Ca2 plus, and hydroxide is here from acidic radical, that is OH minus. Just write down that symbols. Basic radical Ca2 plus and acidic radical OH minus. Second step is write their valencies. For calcium, whatever the number is written on their head, that will be the valency of that radical. For example, calcium 2 plus means calcium's valency will be 2. OH group, here any number is not written means 1 is present. So OH hydroxyl group's valency will be 1. So calcium's valency is 2 and hydroxyl group's valency is 1. Last step is cross multiply valencies of radicals. That is, 1 is the valency of OH, but that will be assigned to Ca, and 2 is the valency of calcium, but that will be assigned to OH. So formula will be Ca is 1 and OH, this both group is assigned by number 2. 1 is we are not writing, so formula will be CaOH twice. In this way, the molecular formula of any compound you can form. Next example is silver chloride. This is also having two parts. First part is silver, second part is chloride. So silver is basic radical and chloride is acidic radical. So from the list, search where the word silver is written, and from acidic radicals group where the word chloride is written. So silver is indicated by Ag plus and chloride is Cl minus. Here on the head of Ag only one plus sign is there, so valency will be 1. And on chlorine's head only one negative sign is there, so valency is 1. Next step, third step will be cross multiply. So 1 will be assigned to Ag and this one will be assigned to chlorine. So formula will be AgCl. Next example is sodium bicarbonate. Divide it into two parts. This is basic radical, this is acidic radical. So first step as find basic radical and acidic radical from table. So you can see here sodium is shown by Na plus and bicarbonate is shown by this total group HCO3 minus. So write that here, Na plus and bicarbonate is HCO3 minus. Second step will be write their valencies. NH valency 1 plus sign, so 1. HCO3, this whole group is having only one sign, so valency is 1. Now if the number of valency is same, then we can drop the number and just directly we can write the molecular formula as it is, NaHCO3. This we can do when valency is same. Directly, just there is no need to cross multiply. Directly whatever the radicals we have taken from table, write without any symbol, that is NaHCO3. Next example is cuprous bromide. So cuprous is shown by Cu plus and bromide is shown by Br minus. So first will be Cu plus and second will be Br minus. Valencies will be 1, 1. As valency is same, drop the third step, directly Cu Br will be the formula. Next example is sodium carbonate. Sodium is here shown by Na plus and carbonate is CO3 2 minus. So sodium is Na plus and carbonate is CO3 2 minus. So valency of sodium will be 1, but carbonate is 2 minus, so valency is 2 because number is 2. That's why cross multiply now because number is not same. So 2 will be assigned to Na and 1 will be assigned to whole CO3 group. So Na2CO3. Out of this bracket 1 will be there. So 1 we are not writing. Directly just we can write Na2CO3. Next example is aluminium chloride. Again from the table search for aluminium and chloride. Aluminium is shown by Al3 plus and chloride is shown by Cl minus. So aluminium is shown by 3 plus and chlorine is minus. So valency will be 3 and 1. As valencies are different, we have to cross multiply. 3 will be applicable to Cl and 1 is applicable to Al. So AlCl3. So in this way, any chemical compounds molecular formula you can write with the help of the table of acidic radical and basic radical. Again, one vice versa task we are going to do, that is, now formulas will be given to you and you have to guess the name. Suppose like this formulas are given to you and you have to identify the name of this compound. First one is this. Here two parts of this compound if you will make, that will be Na and SO4. So Na is known as sodium and SO4 is sulfate. So name of this compound will be sodium sulfate. Next is this compound's two parts if we will make, it will be potassium and CO3. So this is potassium and CO3 group is carbonate. So potassium carbonate. This compound we will divide in two parts. Carbon, oxygen is present but oxygen is 2 in number. So carbon dioxide, because di means 2. Next compound is this one, divided in two parts. Magnesium and this is chlorine. And for chlorine, what is the name? Chloride. So magnesium chloride. Next compound is NaOH. Divided into two parts again. First one is Na, second is OH. Na is read as sodium and OH is read as hydroxide. So name will be sodium hydroxide. Next is AlPO4. This is first part. Second part, Al means aluminium and PO4 is phosphate. So name will be aluminium phosphate. Next, divide it also in two parts. First part is sodium and next is this group. Just identify from the table. Na is read as sodium and HCO3 is known as bicarbonate. So name will be sodium bicarbonate. In this way, the names of these compounds you can again identify with the help of tables. Just divide that compound in two parts. Identify that symbol is known by which radical. So these concepts are basic and this already you have learned, and next whenever we are learning that chapter, these things we are going to apply in that. So just make practice of that.